Hey, babe. I just finished work and I'm heading home now. Oh, today was an absolute nightmare. I swear the only thing I can look forward to these days is coming home and spending time with you. Anyway, what do you have on for dinner? Oh, please tell me you've got something special for me. It's the only little respite I've got for today. I need something to get me out of this horrible mood.
Hey, how are you going, Sam? Don't worry, I've got your dinner prepared. I'm making an omelet right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Anything else with it?
Yeah, just some rice.
Ah, okay, some egg and rice, is it?
Pretty much.
Well, I was hoping that you would be making something a little bit more different. I mean, we've been having egg and rice for the past week, haven't we? Don't you want to eat something else?
What are you trying to say? That my cooking is bad or something? That is just, so mean. I don't have to cook this junk for you, you know?
No, come on, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying we gotta spice it up. Have a little bit more variety. Surely you're getting sick of it as well. Don't you think we can eat something different for once? How about we open up the recipe book like we used to? Find something new and exotic.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not in the mood. I don't want to make anything else. What I want now is exactly what I want to eat.
Oh, be serious, you want to eat egg and rice every day? I find that hard to believe.
Well, that's how I feel. So you can just leave me alone.
What is going on with you right now?
Nothing's going on with me. Just, I want some space. Why do you have to, question me all the time? Don't you have something else to do with your time?
Well, I mean, I don't really have a choice, do I? Let's be honest with each other. Alice, the way you've been acting lately is really strange. It's starting to get me worried. I think something happened to you.
Well, that's because you're just really sensitive. Go do something else with your time. Stop worrying about me. Go watch some TV or play video games or something. Anything to get your mind off me.
Hey, I really need to know now. There's something up with you. You're hiding something.
Sam, can you just leave me alone? I don't want to talk about it.
What do you mean you don't want to talk about it? That's such a poor attitude to take. Do I need to remind you that we're getting married very soon? The wedding is just around the corner. I don't want to be going into it with this attitude. We should be cooperating and helping each other. So, if you got something on your mind, I need you to tell me.
Do you ever just leave it alone? If a girl tells you no, she means no. Stop trying to bother her all the time.
What's that supposed to mean?
Come on, I need some privacy. I don't need you on my case.
This is just way too bizarre. Are you seriously not going to tell me what is up?
Fine. You really want to know?
Of course I do. I don't want to put up with this any longer. Whatever issues you have with me, we need to sort it out before we have that wedding. We're going to be smiling with a scowl on our face if we don't sort it out now.
Fine. I'll tell you what's going on. I kissed another man yesterday.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
That's right. I kissed someone and it wasn't you. And here's the juicy part. I liked it.
You absolute skank. How dare you? How dare you say something like this to me? Who was it? I want to know right now. Have you been meeting people behind my back?
No.
Is this the first time that you've seen him?
No.
Do you love him?
Maybe.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I mean, we're this close to getting married. This close. It's literally just around the corner, and you're gonna pull this crap on me? You're unbelievable. How long have you been seeing this guy? I want to know who he is. I want to teach him a lesson. I'm not gonna let this slide. You don't just kiss another man's girl.
I've been doing stuff with him ever since I met your parents at that restaurant.
Well, that's a really weird time and place to catch feelings for someone else. Who was he? The bartender? Maybe one of the waiters? Come on, spit it out. I want to know.
It's your brother, Ben. I kissed your brother.
You did what now?
That's right. That dinner with your parents. You invited the main bunch of your family. Your brother tagged along as well.
Are you seriously trying to tell me that you guys did something at that dinner? I didn't notice anything.
Of course you didn't. Nothing was going on at the actual dinner. It was just a casual conversation.
So where did you two start talking to each other then?
Well, I'm sure you remember that you had an urgent call from your company at that dinner. You had to cut halfway through dinner to sort out something at work.
Did I actually? Oh, whoa, come to think of it, I did. I had to leave early. I left all of you guys there to go along with each other.
Bingo! That's exactly what happened. We made the arrangement that your parents would drive themselves home and that your brother would drive me home. The reason being that everyone lived in totally opposite directions. It would have taken hours to drop everyone else in one car. Your brother did the right thing and dropped me off himself.
That little loser. And so I'm assuming you guys did something from that point on?
We did. We started flirting and eventually things got heated in the car.
What? With that little snake, slimy snake? How could you? I can't believe what I'm hearing right now, Alice. I mean, is this actually true? You fell for my brother, Ben? Did you not hear the way that he was talking at that little dinner table? He was entirely obnoxious. He thinks the world is against him and that we all have to bow down to him. Just what exactly did you see in him?
I don't know. He's just got a really unique and interesting atmosphere. It's kind of cool.
In what way is that cool? He's been a dork ever since I've known him. For our whole lives. I remember back in high school, people would actually laugh when they found out that he was my brother. They couldn't believe it. Him and I went on two totally different pathways. I chose to do sports and woodwork. I really excelled at that type of thing. He always tried to beat me at that stuff, but he never could do it. Instead, he vouched for a different route. He decided that he wanted to delve into playing games and watching cartoons. I saw him drawing his own cartoon girls in his book. His hair grew out to the point where you couldn't even see his eyes. He started listening to music that was nothing but negative and brought your mood down. It was like we were two different people.
Look, you don't need to give me the story about that. I can already tell just by looking at him. I mean, I even rode in his car. I have a good enough impression of what he's into.
You saw the little girls that he had imprinted on the side of it? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Are you seriously attracted to that type of thing? Is that really what turns you on? I had no idea that you were this type of person. I thought you had some decency about yourself.
Well, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt a little bit embarrassed putting myself into a car like that.
Are you kidding me right now? So you even admit that this is kind of weird. What is it exactly that you're attracted to about this guy?
Look, I don't know. I started talking to him and we were getting to know each other. He was telling me that he's a big-time artist. He writes stories that are super popular. The stories are so good that he's been able to buy the car straight away. He doesn't have to pay it in installments. He's got a plan to keep writing stories and open up his own publishing company. He wants to own his own house one day. He's got dreams of expanding his influence. I don't know, there's just something really attractive about that.
So what you're telling me is that you're just listening to him talking about his fantasies and you're starting to like him because of it? This is him daydreaming. You've got no assurance that this is the type of thing that he will do. Alice, this isn't who he is at all. Think about it. I could sit here all day saying I'm gonna spread my arms and start flying. Are you gonna sit there and tell me that you would actually believe that?
I don't know about that. He seemed pretty devoted to what he was doing. I kind of liked it. I believe him. I can tell he's super passionate about his stuff. Anyway, what the hell? Is it a crime for me to like a different guy? Jeez. Why don't you take a chill pill, Sam?
You're telling me that this guy is gonna open up his own publishing company and find businesses and properties all around the country. I find that really hard to believe when I could barely get him off the couch to go buy some groceries. He's incredibly lazy. His greatest achievement is getting some sun for more than 10 minutes. He sits inside all day.
You're just jealous, Sam. How could he be lazy if he's got a cool car like that? It's a much cooler car than your Tim box.
Are you kidding me right now, Alice? The imagery he's putting on that car is degrading to women. Are you gonna call that cool?
It's a little bit quirky and different. Something you don't see a lot. I don't know. I think I can accept it.
So that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's all about the money. Clearly, I don't earn enough for you.
Come on, Sam. That's not true. It's not about the money at all. It's kind of like a vibe. We just naturally hit it off.
Yeah, right. Who are you kidding? I'd love to see what type of conversation that is. I can hear you talking about your nails and how someone chipped it and you're really angry at them. He'll just be sitting there absolutely not interested, head into space. The moment he gets his chance to speak, he'll bring up some stupid drawing of an octopus violating a woman or something. Come on, don't sit there and tell me you can sit through that. I know you. Those type of guys gross you out.
That's so stupid, Sam. We haven't had any type of conversation like that. Everything has been really passionate and sweet so far.
Yeah, but all that passion and sweetness is only gonna last for so long. You're in the honeymoon phase. I still can't believe you guys would actually do this to me. You said that you've been doing this ever since that dinner with my parents? That was only a month ago. How often have you guys been seeing each other?
I don't think you're gonna like it if I answer that question.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it to my imagination. Whatever answer you give me is probably gonna be a lie. There's no point in me asking about it. It's quite clear to me that you and him don't have any type of emotional connection. You're only after him for some sort of monetary reason. Is that the type of girl you've been this whole time? Alice, is that all you've cared about? My money wasn't good enough for you, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I am so not like that.
Well, let's face it, that's probably why you started dating me. I mean, come to think of it, I'm looking back on the times when we went on dates before we were actually in a relationship. You didn't seem very interested when I was talking about creating a football club for the local children to join. I wanted to reinvigorate this town, give it some more things for people to enjoy. I talked about my hobbies and what I've done. And in fact, let's put you to the test. Do you even remember what my hobbies are?
Yeah, you like doing exercise or something, right?
Well, that's a very vague, general answer. I knew you forgot what I did. I'm a rock climber. I told you that I've been doing it for many years when we first met, but you weren't hearing it at all. But guess what? You hear about the job that I've got, and the atmosphere takes a complete 180. I'm a manager at a bank branch. The moment I said those words, I saw your eyes light up. That's when you were really interested in what I had to say. Everything all of a sudden becomes amazing to you. I could tell you that I prefer to eat my steak well done rather than medium rare. You would think it would be the most amazing, quirky thing in the whole world. Everything became so exaggerated from that point on.
That's just so not true. Stop looking down on me. I'm not that superficial. I look at people and their vibe. You had a great vibe back then.
Well, your actions so far just show me that you are superficial. The fact that I'm a branch manager should be good enough for you. There's not many guys earning my type of salary, but now my brother is telling you these little fantasies that aren't even gonna come true. You just think that there's potential for him to earn a lot more than me.
Oh my god, can you just, stop being so rude? Do you hate women or something?
I'm sorry? What did you just say?
Yeah. Do you hate women? Because the only reason you would do what you're doing right now is that you hate me.
That has nothing to do with whether or not I hate women. You're finding it hard to take some criticism, and you want to throw a low ball shot like that? Alice, you're doing the wrong thing and you deserve to be criticized. Don't get angry at me for it. Your gaslighting isn't gonna work.
This is love. It works in mysterious ways. Don't get angry at me because I'm falling in love with someone else. You lost to your brother. Get over it.
I just absolutely love that. Look at you guys trying to absolve yourself of responsibility. We're only a couple of weeks away from our wedding, and you're gonna pull this little stunt on me?
Well, let's take a look at the facts, honey. If you worked a little bit harder at work, maybe I'd be staying with you.
What did you just say right now?
Yeah. In fact, why don't you just go do that? Start making yourself more important at work and get a promotion. If you can get your salary higher than $200,000 a year, then why wouldn't I date you? I'd be happy to go back with you.
What an absolute joke. Is my life purpose just solely to impress you? I don't need to do jack. You actually think that I want to be with you after hearing all of this? I'm telling you right now, Alice, I dodged a bullet. I mean, if I didn't know that you were this superficial, what would happen when we get married? I'd be stuck with you. That would have been a nightmare.
It would have been tougher on me. Ben is 10,000 times better than you. I love him.
That's fine. You know what? Have my brother Ben. Keep thinking about those little fantasies that he gives you. Let's see if life actually turns out that way for the two of you.
Why are you acting like it's not going to be that way? You know, I've seen his room. I've seen how much effort he puts into his work. He's got drawings everywhere. He's drawing cities, forests, and pretty much anything. Those are going to be the worlds he creates in his story. Not only that, but he's always on the phone. He tells me that he's got a work call and that I have to leave the house for a bit. He's on that phone for hours talking to someone. I don't know what you think of that, but to me, that's dedication to his craft.
Are you serious right now? Do you actually think he's some amazing story writer or something? Do I even need to remind you of the graphic imagery that guy has on his car? Someone that childish doesn't get successful. It just doesn't happen.
You know what, Sam? I'm really happy that I didn't marry you. I didn't know you could be this mean. I'm so glad that we didn't get married.
So what are you two gonna do now?
We're going to start dating, of course. And you know what? I'm going to need you to cancel the wedding. You can pay for all the fees as well, seeing as this is your fault.
Hang on a minute. How the hell is this my fault? You're the one that cheated on me.
That's not my fault, though. I only cheated because you weren't being a good enough man for me. You didn't attend to my emotional needs either.
This is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. I've been at work. I've been working for you. Everything I've done is for our future. All the money I earned was for the wedding, and I'll be saving up for a house too.
Well, I'm sorry to say, Sam, but that's not enough for a girl like me.
Yeah, okay then, Alice. Whatever you say. Keep putting yourself on a pedestal. Let me just say right now, if you're gonna stoop so low to be with a guy like that, then you should really get a reality check. You're clearly not a girl worth much.
Well, 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 brother. It's been a while, hasn't it? You know what they say, right? Slow and steady wins the race. How have you been coping with the pain of having your woman stolen away from you? Honestly, don't take it so personally. Some people are just meant for each other.
Well, I'll give you my honest answer then. I haven't given it any thought. It doesn't mean anything to me.
If that's the case, you wouldn't be ignoring me this whole time. You would still maintain contact with your brother.
Of course I'm not going to do that. Do you think I would disrespect myself by being close with you? Friends don't do that to each other. And the fact that my own family did it is even more appalling. I mean, how can you live with yourself right now? You stole a marriage away from your brother. That was something that I was working on for many years. You knew that as well.
What are you talking about?
I didn't meet her until back in the summer. But you knew that I was in a relationship for a long time. I've talked about her to you. You know how serious I was about it. Then, like a snake in the grass, you go off and you do that behind my back. Some brother you are.
Well, look here, big bro. I don't want to hear it from you. All I'm doing is repaying the favor.
What the hell is that even supposed to mean? You're repaying the favor?
Well, I mean, sure. Throughout our schooling life when we were kids, you were always the winner. Anything that I wanted, you would always get. You got the popularity. You got the subject awards. You got the girls that I wanted to be with. You know what? You even specifically went out of your way to date the girls that I was interested in.
What a load of crap. That's not what I did at all.
Don't try and deny it, bro. You knew about it. I know you saw my drawings. Anytime I drew a new picture of a girl from school, you would conveniently date that girl. Don't tell me that you weren't chasing the ones I was after.
I hardly looked at your pictures. They seemed repulsive and disgusting to me. Is that really the way you want to look at women? Just objectify them all the time?
What I do right there is art. People pay good money for that type of thing.
Are you sure about that? The last I heard, people just post this on the internet for free. You're kind of just doing a charity service for everyone. Not only that, but I would hardly call what you do art.
Yeah, all the losers do that. My stuff is high quality. I've got some self-respect. I don't do that to myself.
Well, look at you. You know what? I don't get it, Ben. I really don't. Like, fair enough, you want a girlfriend. I understand that. Why did you have to go after mine, though? There are plenty of girls out there. Why did you choose mine?
You don't really understand how I felt, do you? You really don't know the pain that I've been experiencing these past years.
What pain? What are you talking about?
I've always been second place in your eyes. You know what? Not even just in your eyes, but in everyone else's eyes. Whether it be our peers or our parents, everyone viewed me as below you. No one saw the special talents I had. No one saw that I was a gifted person that could write stories and draw really cool art. All they saw was my awesome brother. They saw him doing all the touchdowns. They saw him hanging out with all the girls. I was inferior, and because of that, I was bullied.
Look, I know about that. I know you don't forgive me for that, but I'm telling you right now, I did what I could to stop everyone.
Well, you didn't do a good job of that, did you? Just what type of brother are you anyway? I thought the oldest one is meant to protect the younger ones. You didn't do anything like that.
That's a lie, and you know it. I know we didn't talk much in high school, but I did what I could to try and get people off your back. I told them that they have to leave you alone.
Oh, just shut up, saying you act like you did something for me. In reality, you haven't done anything. Let's face the facts. What happened to me at school? The bullying persisted and I got into fights. There were times when I had 5 boys gang up on me. Where were you then, huh?
Look, Ben, I can explain.
Don't give me excuses. Where were you? Sam, where was my big bro? I wanted to look to the side and see him defending them off for me. I wanted him to actually protect me from something. You were never there.
Ben.
There was this one time where I was beaten up to a pulp. I could barely see out my own eyes. When I look around to see the people watching me, I caught you in the crowd staring at me with concern. Let's face it, you were a coward and you didn't want to help me at all. You let me suffer there. You didn't even budge. I ran home and we didn't talk to each other for weeks.
That was a different time, and I was younger. You have to forgive me for it.
At the end of the day, it's still you. When are you going to take responsibility? Just admit it that what you did was wrong and you know it.
That's not what happened, Ben. I can't believe that this is how you're looking at this situation.
After all these years, you can't even own up to what you did. Let's face it, you wanted to maintain face. You wanted everyone to like you. You were the popular kid, and you wanted to do whatever it took to remain that guy. You hated that people despised me. If you saved me that day, people would have laughed at you. You wouldn't be that cool guy anymore.
It's all lies, everything. That's not what happened at all. I can't believe we're arguing about this after all these years.
But you know what? That doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, let's look at who the winner is here. It's me. I'm the one that came out on top. Sure, you enjoyed your time when we were kids being liked by everyone, getting the hot girl. But now it is my turn. It doesn't feel so good now, does it, brother?
Why do you keep talking like that? You act as if I intentionally tried to date the people that you wanted to date. That's got nothing to do with it. Also, is this the reason why you're seeing Alice in the first place? You don't actually have any genuine feelings towards her, do you?
Not really. I mean, have you seen the type of girls that I draw in my little book?
Yeah.
You gonna tell me that you find women that are more attractive than the girls that pop up in my own head? Sorry, but a girl is never gonna win on the looks card with me. Especially after they've rejected me that much.
Do you know how pathetic you sound right now? Ben, you're really trying to get with her just so you can get a payout? That's all you care about, isn't it? The money.
It's not about the money itself, but what the money means.
Care to elaborate?
Well, think about it, bro. You've beaten me in almost every realm. You've beaten me in the dating realm. You've beaten me in the physical realm. But there's no way I'm gonna let you beat me in the financial realm. I am gonna do whatever it takes to earn more than you. Any idiot could look at that girl, Alice, and realize that her family is full of riches. You treat that little girl nicely, and the father is gonna be very grateful for it.
Is that the logic you're going with?
Well, yeah, think about it. That little girl there would be his princess. The reason she's as pretty as she is that he's invested everything into her. The last thing he wants is for some jerk to date her. But me, on the other hand, dating her and doing everything for her, he's bound to give me a couple of favors here and there at some point in time. Your little roll at the bank is gonna look like nothing compared to the fortunes that I'm gonna amass.
So this is really the person that you are, isn't it? Ben, this whole time all you want to do is just exceed me? Don't you see yourself as really petty? There's other things to do in life than trying to beat me.
I don't care about that. My whole life, people have been telling me I'm a loser. Doing my stories is just a waste of time. I'm never gonna hit it big. Everyone said that my drawings look stupid. Well, you know what? I am gonna show all of you. I'm gonna show you how great my stories can be. The moment I get a big payout from Alice's dad, I'm gonna use that money to fund my dream. In the end, I'm gonna win over my big brother. It's only a matter of time.
Well, that was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting you to be here today. Don't take this the wrong way, but I think you looked really dashing today. Sam, was that the suit you were going to wear to my wedding?
It certainly was. I know it's gonna feel a bit weird seeing me in it, but I didn't want it to go to waste after all. You looked very happy today. You and my brother finally tied the knot, huh? I don't know what I should refer to you now. I mean, you're technically my sister-in-law.
Wow, it's really weird to think about, isn't it? To think that the person I've dated is now my brother-in-law. Don't you wish that you could just erase memories? This is so gross.
Tell me about it.
Why did you come out today anyway? I thought you hated us. You think you're going to get me back if I see you in that suit? Well, think again.
No, I still hate you. Then again, you guys gave me the invitation, didn't you?
We only did that as a courtesy, but we didn't think you would actually come.
I had to see this thing for myself. You two are the most bizarre couple I have ever seen. I can't believe you guys are actually dating. Oh wait, I'm sorry, did I say dating? You guys are married now, so I guess you aren't dating anymore. A married couple. Maybe you guys proved me wrong. Maybe you guys are actually a good fit for each other. If you weren't, I don't know how you came to this point.
Well, look, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest.
No, it looks like someone's in doubt. You better be careful, Alice. You just got married today. You don't want to be having second thoughts at this point.
I know. It's just the things leading up to today have got me thinking.
Wait, don't tell me you want to switch between the brothers? You got sick of me before and you wanted to switch to Ben. Now that you're getting sick of Ben, you want to switch to Sam? Well, I'm sorry, Alice. The boat's already passed. You're officially my sister-in-law, and I don't date my siblings.
No, it's nothing to do with that. Stop being so, yucky. What's happened between us is finished. Anyway, I've seen you walking around with that nice girl. I know you got someone else on your mind. Oh, I guess the rumor is starting to go around town. Yeah, you're not exactly hiding it, are you? Everyone is talking about that little angel you're walking around with.
I don't see any need to hide it. She is what she is.
Anyway, I'm not really sure about Ben lately. He seems really distant.
Oh, really? Well, what's going on?
I don't know. I guess at the start he was very romantic and passionate. He was always so nice to me and treated me like a proper lady. He would always tell me how much he cares for me, how much he was gonna do for me. Lately, he's acting really distant with me. He doesn't want to pay for anything. He has this weird sulky mood whenever we go out for dates. It's like he just doesn't want to talk to me. He keeps asking questions about my family and about my dad. He wants to know what my dad likes and what he likes to do. He looks like he wants to get on his good side.
Well, isn't that a good thing? That's what a good husband should do, right? He should find ways to get along with his girlfriend's dad.
I know, but this is kind of getting creepy. It's like he wants something from my dad. Like, think about it. If your partner was more interested in your mom than in you, and you think it's kind of weird, right? If he likes my dad that much, why didn't he marry him instead? Jeez.
I guess so. In the case of my mom, she is pretty social, so I could understand, to be honest. It makes sense if someone wants to be friends with her more than me.
I know, but in this case, something is just weird. I don't like it.
Well, what can I say? Alice, this is kind of typical of what you did to me last time, isn't it?
What do you mean by that?
Well, it was leading up to the marriage and you were starting to give me cold feet. You weren't being very responsive to me. You didn't want to talk to me. I wasn't suspecting anything until you told me that you made out with my brother.
Wait, what are you trying to insinuate here? That he's like cheating on me or something?
Look, I'm not saying anything at all. I don't know what goes on between you two. I've cut ties with my brother a long time ago. Whatever goes on between you two has got nothing to do with me.
I guess so. You're right. I'll just have to figure out this problem on my own. Anyway, you've got a new girl now. You must be so in love with her. I can't believe you got over me so quickly. Don't think she's anything better than me. You should have fought a little harder for a catch like this.
I can't really complain about her.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Trying to hide how much you like her. Just be honest. You can't lie to me. When are you two going to tie the knot?
I'm glad you asked. We've only recently started dating, but we already know that we're for each other. We're only gonna get married in a couple of months from now.
Hold on a second. Are you serious? You're actually going to get married?
We sure are.
If that's the case, you've got to, totally invite us. I mean, we invited you to ours, right? You've got to let us come to yours.
I don't know about that, Alice. I don't think that this is gonna be in your budget. We're planning to have our marriage overseas.
Oh, wow. I forgot you were the big manager with the big paycheck. Well, don't worry. I'm pretty sure my lovely, adorable new husband, Ben, is going to be able to fund it for us. He's telling me that his new store is starting to gain some popularity. It's not going to be long until the money train starts coming in.
It looks like you're very optimistic about that, aren't you?
Well, this hasn't got anything to do with optimism. I know what he's like. He's determined and he doesn't want to fail. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure he succeeds. And I believe in that. Trust me, he's going to exceed you in no time. A little bank manager like you is nothing compared to what he will be.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that, won't we? I seriously doubt you two are going to be able to come to my wedding. We're just way out of your league. There's no way you could reach our level.
Don't think I haven't heard about that little hottie that you've picked up for yourself, Sam. It doesn't mean anything. Don't think that just because you've got a girl that's prettier than Alice, that means you've won over me. I am still your superior. You hear me?
Are you kidding me right now? Not you again. I thought you got what you wanted, Ben. You took my girl away from me and got married. You've won. It is over. What do you want from me now?
Well, I'm just letting you know that I know exactly what you're doing. You think just because you can get married to a different person and she's a little bit prettier than Alice, that means you've won over me. Think again, buddy. At the end of the day, they're just girls. The true battle is in the finances. And trust me, it's only gonna take a couple more pushes and a shove, and I'm gonna break Alice's dad. He's gonna give me what I want.
Still going for that little tactic, are you? Are you entirely sure that this guy has money? Have you even confirmed it for yourself?
What do you mean if I've confirmed it for myself? Do you think I'm an idiot or something? Have you even been to the guy's house? It is absolutely massive. He's got a ton of stuff in there. Like that car. It's like the guy in James Bond or something. It is so cool. Oh, I can't wait till he actually gives me my fair share.
Are you so sure about that? He's just your father-in-law. At the end of the day, he's not really obligated to give you any money. In fact, he's probably expecting you to be earning your own finances, not scabbing off of him.
What are you talking about right now? Do you really think that it's possible for me to start anything while I'm in the financial condition that I'm in at the moment? If he wants me to do anything, he's got to do the right thing and give me that money. I mean, he looks super rich, so it wouldn't be anything to him. The amount of money that I need from him would be pocket change from his point of view.
Whatever you say, something tells me that you're not going to be happy when all of this is over, though.
Who are you kidding? Of course I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have my story sell worldwide. My face is going to be known to everyone, and I'm going to finally beat my brother at something. If you don't think that I'm going to be happy after that, then I'm not even going to bother wasting my time trying to explain it to you.
Fair enough, Ben. I'm just going to keep watching you. I'm going to watch your descent into despair, and it is going to be enjoyable. Anyway, when am I going to be seeing you next? Probably at my wedding, right?
What do you mean at your wedding? Are you getting married already? What makes you think that I'm going to be going to that thing? I couldn't care less that you're getting married. Don't think just because you came to mine that means I'm going to go to yours. You only came to mine because you wanted to experience how amazing it was. I'm not expecting much from a guy like you.
Oh, really? That's very interesting. Your wife Alice was very enthusiastic about coming to my wedding. You guys haven't talked about it?
Wait, what did you say? She wants to go to your wedding? Well, how would you know that? I haven't heard anything about it.
I'm noticing something very interesting between you two. Do you guys even communicate with each other at all? It seems like neither of you are on the same page.
Hey, well, look, when you've got the mission that I have to create stories that intrigue people, I don't have time to talk to my wife. I can't attend to every little desire that she has. She has to realize that she's lucky to be married to me. I'm the one that's gonna bring us to fame. All she has to do is give me the money that I need.
I don't think you understand how all of this is meant to work. Ben, her job isn't just to give you money. It seems like you have a very one-sided view of the relationship.
What are you talking about? That girl should consider herself lucky to be dating me.
Don't you think it should be the other way around? I mean, she's the one that's had a history of boyfriends, and you're the one that's only had her as a partner before. Don't you think you should be a little bit more grateful that she chose you?
Oh, just shut up. It's not my fault that everyone's too stupid not to choose me. Clearly, she's one of the few people that are actually smart enough to see that I'm going places.
The more you talk, the more I feel sorry for you. You're like this deranged animal that I accidentally created. I really didn't mean for you to come out this way.
Why don't you just shut up, brother? I don't need your sympathies. If you want to be nice to me and start caring about me, you should have done that a long time ago. The only thing that I care about now is beating you.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. The fact of the matter is that your wife wants to come to my wedding. She wants to compare the wedding that I'm gonna have to the one that you guys had. She thinks that I'm gonna be able to top yours.
Of course you're not. Did you see how fantastic that wedding we had was? I mean, the jazz band. We brought in one of the best in town. They pretty much costed an arm and a leg.
Speaking of which, I wonder how you were able to pay for that. I mean, clearly you haven't got any money from Alice yet, right? I know that you're not earning anything either. So, where did you get the money from?
Well, look, it wasn't easy if I'm being honest. I had to go through a couple of shady back doors to get it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, here's the thing. I don't exactly have the best credit history. I mean, I've been relying on our parents to pay for my stuff for a long time, right?
You don't need to tell me that. When you and I graduated from high school, I went to university and got a part-time job. You stayed at home playing video games and writing your stories, got our parents to pay for everything.
Well, look, you decided to invest your life into studying crap at university, and I decided to become an amazing story writer. We'll see whose hard work pays off in the end. Anyway, I don't have a good credit score, and there's only one place I could get money from. And that was from some shady characters.
I've got to be honest, that sounds really dangerous. Aren't you worried that something's gonna happen to you?
What do you mean when you say something's gonna happen to me?
Well, you don't really have a guarantee you can give that money back. I'm not sure how much that wedding cost, but looking at the size and the grandiosity of it, I can't imagine it was cheap.
Didn't you listen to what I've been saying? I've got a plan, don't I? I'm gonna get that money that I deserve from Alice's dad. From that point on, I'm gonna hire film crews and develop my own studio to bring the stories that I have in my head to life. They are gonna be a massive hit. Everyone is gonna love them. I'll be dragging money bags into the door at night.
Fair enough, bro, if that's what you think. I don't have much faith in you, but I wish you the best.
Don't think your words are gonna discourage me. It's only gonna fuel my spirit more to prove you wrong.
Don't you feel a bit disgusted with yourself, Ben?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it's clear that you're not marrying Alice for any reason apart from the money that she can provide you. What are you gonna do when she finds out?
What do you mean when she finds out? She's not gonna be complaining when we're big and famous. I'll tell you that much.
I only talked to her a little bit, but from what I can gather, she married you because she thought you really cared about her. You better hope that you become as big and successful as you claim you will be before she starts realizing.
Why don't you stop worrying about me and start worrying about yourself? Bro, the way I see it, I'm on a clear path towards success, and you're just trying to bring me down. Why don't you just focus on your own success? Stop being so jealous of mine.
Whatever you say, well, I guess I'll be seeing you at my wedding.
Oh my god! This is absolutely horrible! How come you didn't warn me? You knew exactly what type of guy your brother was, and you didn't tell me.
What are you talking about right now, Alice?
That guy's an absolute failure! I can't believe I fell for it all! I can't believe you knew everything and you didn't tell me.
What are you talking about right now? I've got no idea what you found out. What's going on with my brother?
There's nothing special about that guy at all. I can't believe I married him. Why did you let me marry him? You knew he was an absolute loser, didn't you? I can't believe that you didn't do anything to stop me.
Well, I'm not really sure what to tell you, Alice. I did try to stop you. Remember that conversation we had when you told me that you were cheating on me with my brother? I told you many times that that guy was a weirdo. You just didn't want to listen to me.
Look, I knew he was a little bit quirky, but to think he was this weird! I can't believe I fell for this little act of his!
Well, how about you just calm down and tell me what happened? I can't imagine that you woke up this morning and all of a sudden you realized just how pathetic he was.
Well, look, I've already told you about my concerns with him, haven't I? He's been really distant from me, and it's almost like he doesn't like me. He keeps telling me that he's busy. He's busy and he needs to go to work. At the same time, he keeps messaging my dad and really annoying the crap out of him. Naturally, I got very curious about my husband. I want to know what he's up to. What is he so busy with?
Well, he's writing his stories, isn't he? You know he's a writer, don't you? That's the whole reason you married him in the first place. You think he's gonna be a successful writer.
I mean, when he was telling me about it, it seemed so true. He was so passionate about his dream. I almost started believing in it myself. I just had to find out about how much progress he was making on those stories of his. He has this little habit. He persistently wants to hang out with my dad. He's been visiting my parents' house a lot. It's kind of getting on my dad's nerves. So anyway, one day when he decided to go out, I decided to sneak into his room. I wanted to see exactly what was in there. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw everything.
If it's anything like it was when he was a teenager, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've never seen something so perverse in my whole life. It was like wherever you look, it was these graphic images of girls. They were plastered all over his room. It made me feel so disgusting. I can't believe I married a guy like this.
Well, it looks like old habits don't die, huh? So is that it then? That's all you saw about my brother, and that's why you're angry at me about him?
Of course that's not it. That was just one of the tiniest things that annoyed me. The second thing that I realized was that he had his gaming console on. He told me that he would never touch games when we got married. He said that all he was going to do is focus on writing his stories. He promised me that. Despite that, he has his game console on. He was playing it before he left to see my dad. And then when I went to check the save file, it looks like he's had many hours on it. He's been playing it very often.
Once again, that's a habit that my brother can't easily get rid of. He's always loved his games. It's been his biggest downfall. I've tried to tell him many times to give up the games and focus on something that actually helps him, but he never listens to me. He keeps telling me that he has so much stress and that the only way he can cope with it is by playing some games. He's got a weak mentality. He's way too nice on himself.
Well, it's only now that I'm starting to realize that. I can't believe I've believed his talks about being driven and wanting to make a dream for himself. He hasn't done anything. None of these weird pictures of these women are going to get him anywhere sitting here on his gaming console. He was meant to make me rich. He kept promising me that we were going to get somewhere. We're not going anywhere at this pace.
So you're telling me that he hasn't written anything at all then? Not one thing?
Well, I wouldn't say he hasn't written anything. He's got more drawings than written content, I'll say that much. I went to his desk and he's only got 4 pieces of paper there with written material on it. None of it is completed. He can't sit down and write out his story for a long period of time. And on all 4 pieces of the paper, it's just an introduction. He keeps crossing things out. He's not going anywhere with his stories.
Are you serious right now? He's still just working on the introductions? He's exactly the same when he was in high school. He would never finish a story. He would always just write the introduction and get sick of it. That's when he would come up with a new idea and then try to write that. Then he would just rinse and repeat. He would never get into the body of a story. He was just too lazy to think about how to progress the story.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It doesn't just stop there. I tried to look at the contents of his stories, and I don't think this is going to sell at all. I don't even know what market he's trying to hit.
What do you mean by that?
Well, these are just the most boring stories a person could even imagine. Not only that, but they're way too erotic. He has the characters doing something so basic, and then all of a sudden there's some sort of weird sex scene that he's written. He doesn't have any build-up to it, it just happens. I don't know who wants to follow this type of story.
Well, this is interesting for me to hear, to be honest. It seems like my brother hasn't gotten any good at his craft over the years.
I don't know what to do. I can't stay with this guy.
Well, look, don't come to me for help, Alice. You're the one that ditched me in the end. Anyway, seeing as the two of you aren't going anywhere in your lives, I guess you're not going to be coming to my wedding then.
Of course we're not. I don't even know if we're going to be able to pay our own rent, let alone go to a wedding that's in a different country.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks for notifying me. I'll take you off the list then.
What a load of crap. I can't believe this is happening. Did you know anything about Alice? Did you know what her parents were like? Those guys don't have any money at all. It's all gone.
What do you mean by that, Ben? I thought you went to their house. I thought you saw all the fancy stuff. You told me that you knew they were wealthy. Now you're telling me that they're not?
Well, I mean, I thought they were. They definitely gave me that impression. I've been chipping away at the dad for ages now, trying to find out about his fortune and how he made his money. Do you know how they got their money?
I already know. They won it in the lottery, didn't they?
They sure did. They won $21 million. And you know what? They were so stupid that they actually spent it all. They don't have $1 of that left. They're completely broke.
I told you, Ben, you shouldn't have made assumptions. You should have at least gotten to know them first. You kept looking at the external appearance that they were giving. Just because Alice is walking around like she's some high-end girl doesn't mean that she is actually one.
You're telling me I finally found out where she got all those clothes from. It seems that she's been hiding something behind our backs.
Oh, this is interesting. What exactly has she been doing?
Well, she's been stringing guys along and getting them to pay for her clothing. She gives them the impression that she might do something with them if they buy her clothes. She keeps leading them on, but then doesn't give in to them. She's pure and utter evil. She's been doing this even though we were married. I can't believe it.
Well, how did you find out? This isn't something that she would just tell you, right?
When her dad told me that he didn't have any money to pay for her clothes, I got very curious about where she keeps getting all these clothes from. I decided to follow her one day, and I investigated her old dates. She's been doing that type of thing multiple times a week.
Well, what do you know? Both of you are up to no good. You've been trying to use her for money, and she's also been trying to do that with you.
What are you talking about?
You didn't think my ex-girlfriend actually liked you because of your personality or anything, did you? I mean, you've got half-naked chicks painted on your car. No girl wants to hop into that.
Yeah, well, she did at the end of the day, so who are you to talk?
She only hopped into that car because she fell for your little fantasies. She thought that you were actually gonna get somewhere. You talk a big game, but you got nothing to back it up. Your stories are crap.
Oh, shut up. These are works in process. They're still in development. They're not at their peak yet. Just wait till I'm finished with them and they're gonna get popular.
Whatever you say, bro. Someone has to believe in your deluded fantasies anyway. What are you gonna do now? You still owe money to those shady guys, don't you? You better pay them back. I can't imagine what's gonna happen to you if you don't get them their money.
You've got a point there. This is a serious issue, but I've got no choice now. I guess I'm gonna have to do something with Alice.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure yet. Maybe you have to put on OnlyFans or something? Start driving up revenue there.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, to be honest. Ever since that girl found out about your story, she hasn't been too keen on staying with you.
Wait, what did you just say?
Oh, wait, you didn't know? Yeah, she found out about your stories. She was reading them.
What the hell? I have a sign on my door that says keep out. No one is allowed in there.
You still have that sign on your door? Bro, we're not 15 anymore. I can't believe you kept that thing. Well, look, you haven't exactly been giving her any assurance that you care about her. She was bound to start looking into things. I guess she's found out that your story is horrible and you're not getting anywhere with them. She's lost all faith in your dream. She doesn't think you can take her anywhere. She wants to break up with you.
You've got to be absolutely kidding me right now. Are you serious? Why does this have to happen to me? She's gonna abandon me when I need her most? Just how am I gonna make this money?
I don't know, bro. Maybe you can stop sitting in your room all day and actually get a job for once. Do something like me and start working in a bank. Go to college, study for it and whatnot.
Hang on a minute. That's a really good idea right there. How about I just do that?
How about you just do what?
Well, come on, bro. You work in a bank. You earn so much money. Not only that, but I heard about that girl that you're gonna marry. She's like a princess from some other country, right? Surely you're gonna inherit some sort of royalty. In a matter of time, you're gonna be loaded with money. You're gonna have so much that you don't even know what to do with it. You may as well just give me this one little loan now. Give me the money to pay off those shady guys, and we'll call it quits. Yeah, you finally win. I'll accept that. I'm the loser. What do you think? It's not such a bad idea, is it?
It's not a good deal either. Do you really think I would accept a deal that's that stupid? Get out of here. I have a lot more respect for myself than that. I know you don't believe me, bro, but I've always cared about you. Even in high school, when people were bullying you. You didn't know this, but I would try to take those guys on by myself. That day, I saw you getting beaten up by them. I only just arrived on the scene. I called all those 5 guys out and tried telling them off for doing that to you.
What are you telling me right now? This can't be true. Don't lie to me.
Hey, you know what? It's been a long time since that happened, and I'm sure that if you contacted those guys, they'd be able to tell you the same thing. I called them out for what they did and tried to do something about it, and they beat the crap out of me. There was a period of time where I didn't go to school for like a month.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. You just stayed in your room the whole time. Mom said that you failed a test and that you were really depressed.
As if I was waiting for my wounds to heal. You see, brother, I cared about you. I loved you, but I didn't want to show it. I didn't want you to know that I got beaten up.
You're telling me the truth right now, aren't you?
Is this something I would lie about? Well, anyway, you've hated me for your whole life and you didn't see that I loved you. You even went out of your way to try and spite me by stealing my ex-girlfriend. I don't want anything to do with you now. I don't care what happens to you from this point. You're basically a stranger to me.
Sam, come on, don't say that. I didn't know about all of this.
Too bad. I'm blocking you now. Maybe this can be a good wake-up call. You can get off the video games and the crappy stories and get a real job. Goodbye, little brother. Alice did her best to separate from Ben. She was hell-bent on doing it. They broke up for about a week, but she started getting some cramps in her stomach. She took a couple of pregnancy tests, and they were all positive. She realized that she had a baby with Ben. From that point on, she decided that she had no choice but to stay with him, even though he was a loser. He was the father at the end of the day and was the one who had to raise the children. Ben, on the other hand, wasn't able to pay off his loan. I don't know who he borrowed money from, but those people were very vicious. Alice woke up one day to a message on the table. It read that she would get her husband back as soon as he paid the debt off. She hasn't seen him ever since. She was forced to raise the baby alone. As for me, I'm living a very simple life with my new wife. We're not doing anything extravagant or amazing. Sure, I'm earning a lot of money from my current banking position, but it's not really a big deal to me. With my new wife, I am doing exactly what I intended to do with Alice. Just living a simple life and enjoying each other's company. It's simple in just the way that I like it. I'm opening up my own football club and have the kids in this community coming all around to join up. I love being a coach in my own time, and soon enough, I hope to put my own kids in it one day. I'm living life to the fullest, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.